What's the haps on the hops? Got yeast, that's beast. This the molten hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The molten hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. Welcome to the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Gillett, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
And to his right, my left,
Matthew Moldenhauer.
What's going on, guys?
Not much.
You were waiting for me to say how you doing, Matthew? You're on enough. We're not doing that anymore. You're just here. You're just a part of this. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Just ride with it. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, it's been a long week, busy week. Did a Friends Brewery Fest. Rabbit just had their anniversary, so...
Yeah, I forgot about it. I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. They make really good sours.
Really?
I did not know that. They had two, they're like the Gnome series. There was like a key lime kiwi one.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And a grape sour, and both were fantastic.
Nice. How was the whole fest itself? Was it fun, though?
Yeah, it was fun. It's like a 12-hour festival. They call it like one of the weirdest fests, and they had like knights in armor fighting.
Whoa.
Like they're combat people from Wisconsin, and then they had fake wrestling.
Just because you're from
goats.
Wisconsin doesn't mean you have to throw in that they're fake combat people from Wisconsin.
He kept saying it. And everyone's dressed up in like medieval and fake costumes. And
Were there turkey legs?
No.
Oh, okay.
But Ray did make Puerto Rican rice and beans and like pulled pork.
Ooh.
That was real good.
There's nothing better than Puerto Rican rice and beans.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
My sister does it pretty good.
That was a fun fest, and drank a lot of NA beers there too, because it was in Homewood, so I didn't want to take the Metro out there.
That's a good idea. Driving back and not wanting to do that makes sense.
Yeah, Tim did not drink NA beers.
Oh no, Tim! That's why I rode with you, or took the Metro. I don't know. Yeah. Brandon, how about you? How's you know what? It's been a while. It's not been that. It's been a while. It's only been like 2 weeks since we released an episode.
Yeah.
I've done a lot since then. We went on our camping trip. Kind of rehashed some of that. But
Yep.
Brandon, how have you been?
I'm good. So it's not a surprise. I'm drinking an NA beer. It's actually my first NA beer that I've had this week. I've literally just been chugging water all week. Just taking a break from hitting the beer for a while just to kind of get a little reset.
His stomach was killing him.
Yeah. My stomach was like really messed up. And it was it was for the majority of this week too, which was really weird.
I really do think the camping trip kind of
Becca was like,
worse.
Did you get food poisoning? Did you get this? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, what did you eat? And
Tony cooked the whole time.
Overcooked the steak.
Whatever the case was. But it's been good. And it's funny because like normally like when I do dry January, like I go to bed early, I sleep, and I'm like that part hasn't changed. Like the last this whole week, it's been like midnight. I'm falling asleep. I'm like, what the hell? Why can't I sleep?
Huh.
And then like up at like 6 a.m, sometimes 4 a.m. And I'm like, well, I'm up, and then I'll like sit there and like think I'm gonna go do something, and then like. Or I'm going to get my day started, and I'll sit there for a while, and then I'll look at my clock, and it's like 5:30, and then I'm falling back asleep. I'm like, what the hell? And then, like, literally, Becca's alarm goes off at 5:30, and I'm like, well, now I'm just laying here.
Now we're awake.
Yeah.
How's your week been recovering, Tony?
It was good. It was fine. I had a pretty hot week in the... Oh, yeah, we're about to get hit with a storm. Sorry, I was looking at the radar.
I know, I had my windows... I was about to walk in and it was like, oh, windows are open.
Good call. It was a hot week in the warehouse. Had some fun this weekend. Did some karaoke on Friday. Did a little festival carnival yesterday. And then today went and saw the Fantastic Four movie with some friends in Virginia. And we had breakfast at 8 o'clock. The movie was at 10. I was home by 12:45.
Nice.
Movie days are just a little bit long. Now, we did do a couple recordings during camping. We'll say this. Our camping, if you follow us, some of us, our camping got cut short. We got some rain in the tent. We did get there Thursday, hung out. Friday, I spent the whole day there. It was nice. And then Saturday morning, in the wee hours, got a little bit of rain, and then we got up and grabbed some coffee and drove around where a downpour happened, and Brandon and I got rain in the tent. We decided right there and then, Mama, I'm coming home.
Yep.
R.I.P. Ozzy. Yeah, which, it was nice to get home Saturday night, I'm not going to lie, because Sunday was nice being at home and already settled in and not getting back at 9 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Agree.
I did have a great time with you guys, though. That was so much fun.
Yeah, the ferry is... I think that was my favorite part, both ways.
The ferry coming back, I feel like was a little better.
And the ferry going forward?
No, the ferry going there was fun, but I feel like the ferry going there, it was like secret agent, man, trying to hide the... By the way, there's a half of those Smirnoff left in my refrigerator still.
That's hilarious.
Red, white, and blue. Or red, white, and berry, whatever the hell it's called. But boy, man, that was a good time, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you for showing me that place.
Yeah.
Washington Island is incredible. Like the schoolhouse
Beach. Yeah.
Schoolhouse Beach with the white pebbles was amazing.
What was that kid's name?
Oh man,
Xander or some shit like that?
Hercules.
Oh shit. We already talked about that coaster, yeah. I forget, Hawk, Xander or something like that. Hawk, get over here.
Yeah.
Man, it was so sad when he came back. Did you see my stack of rocks?
No.
Oh boy. I think my favorite, if you watch my reel that I posted, when it gets to the point where we're on the White Stone Beach, I have us filming and you just go, ready? 1, 2, 3, and you go, yay!
All the rocks, yeah. I did see that. But yeah, it was a great time. I think some of the... I know we have 2 recordings. One, did you listen to them at all?
No.
Okay, one of them might have that interference. One of them we do know that we didn't get that interference.
Yeah, I think we fixed it.
So we might have 1 or 2. It'll be next week. But anyways, that's our little recap here. But this particular episode, we're talking about something that only comes but once a year. It is Goose Island's 2025 Bourbon County brand stout release with all their variants, all that fun stuff. And we were privy enough to have a preview of it, what was coming out before everything came out. We couldn't talk about it with anybody. We told nobody. Brandon and I barely even talked to each other about it. That's how secretive it was. But it was super cool. But it was awesome because they also gave us a bunch of information here that we're going to talk about in this episode because we're very excited about it as we normally are. Matthew, they're now neighbors of yours at the other facility. So I can only imagine with Prop Day, maybe you should be in that facility and hang out.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, they help us out. Everything. We just hosted the Illinois Craft Brewers Guild meeting this past week, and they gave us all the tables for the vendors to use.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's super cool.
They help out a lot. We like them. Our old brewer's there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Goose Island's great. And with that being said, Matthew and I are drinking one of last year's variants, the Vanilla Rye Stout. Have you had a sip of it yet?
No, I
This
haven't.
is God bless this fucking coaster.
Grab a different one.
Yeah,
I'm going to swap it. I'm going to swap here like this and that. There we
God
go.
bless that
This was
fish.
one of my favorite variants from last year.
Yeah, I didn't have this one last year,
It's
so I'm
mainly
excited.
just because I love vanilla. I mean, you throw vanilla in anything and it's good.
Yeah.
Vanilla.
I feel like since last time I had Goose, I know they were always big. This feels really rich.
The actual stout?
Yeah. It feels a little bit thicker than I remember Bourbon County from.
I think it's because of the temperature of it. Because, well, at least that's how I interpret it. Because have had it before, or last year's I remember having it, and I was like, it wasn't thick because it pours like cola and not like motor oil.
True.
Give you that. But yeah, it's. I know that a lot of their vanillas sometimes people think can be overpowering. This one in particular, I really enjoy. I think it was right on the cusp of. If you did a little bit more, I think it would have been too much for some people. For me, I think this is perfect. I get a lot of vanilla, and I still get the bourbon and everything that comes with the stout.
Oh, so you said vanilla rye?
Yeah,
So is it aged in rye barrels?
that's a great question.
That'd be my guess, which honestly I think that's the perfect.
It says let me see, rye stout aged in rye whiskey barrels with Madagascar vanilla beans.
Yeah, I think one of the last episodes we did with the rye.
Oh, that was the
the
Pipeworks.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think we all thought it was a little bit too spicy. I think that's probably why the vanilla works so well with this. Is it gives a lot of that rich, sweet body and helps balance that rye stout and rye barrel.
Yeah, there's nothing that's offensive in this beer to me at all.
No, I remember that one being one of my favorites too. So
No, sorry that I brought it.
no, it's okay.
It kind of tastes like cola.
Okay. Hey, do you still have a bottle left of the cola inspired Bourbon County? Remember that?
Probably.
Oof. I really liked that one.
Yeah, I did too.
I remember a lot of people not liking that one. I thought it was fantastic.
What year? When was that? Was that 2 years ago? 3
That's a
years
great
ago?
question. That made it 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
A
Was
little
that like
bit.
a pandemic thing?
Might have been.
I can't remember.
I think it was maybe the year after the pandemic.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, let's talk about the 2025 lineup. I'm very excited. We got a chance to see it. It's funny because I was really, really excited that I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
But could not talk about it. Could only talk about it with you.
I know you guys didn't tell me.
No. It was very awesome of Goose to reach out to us and share that information with us. It definitely got me hyped, and I will say that there are definitely years where it's not going to be for everybody, and that even goes for us. There's years where it's like, okay, a couple of those sound good, or I don't know, depends on what's on here. This is one of the years. Everything sounds good to me.
I mean, there's been years too where there's ones that I did not think I was going to be sold on, and then I had it, and I'm like, all right, that's decent.
Yeah.
I enjoy this.
Yeah, the Earl Grey one from, I think that was a...
I got one. I still never had.
That was still one of my favorite ones.
We need to, you know what? I'm glad you said that because I know we've talked about that before. We need to have that soon because it's a tea and lemon, and
I'm sure.
I hope it does not. I hope a lot of that has not fallen off.
Yeah.
Because I did have it fresh, and I didn't think I was going to like it. And I was like, nope, this actually works, and this makes sense. It was very good.
I still don't.
Yeah.
If my memory serves me correctly, which it usually doesn't, I don't think I've had that beer.
Pretty sure you haven't.
Yeah, I remember that one being controversial of people either loved or hated it, and I just thought it blended so well, and especially for taking the risk to do something like an Earl Grey, where I'm like, yes, you put chocolate praline, I think that's going to be great, but people hear those two words and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to, people can wrap their head around that.
It's funny because the other day, I think when we talked about recording, I went back and I was looking at the list, and Becca was sitting next to me, so I started talking about it, and I was like, hey, did you know there's going to be a chocolate praline Bourbon County? She goes, you've got to get that for my mom. I was like,
yeah.
Will do.
Go
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm eating a chip. I was you go ahead.
So I was going to say, for this, obviously, for the lineup this year, we've got, there's always the standard Bourbon County Stout, and then there is 6...
Which, real quick, before you jump into that, the standard Bourbon County is now coming in a 4-pack of 10-ounce bottles, which is super interesting.
They're still doing bottles?
Yeah, they're doing...
No cans.
Still not done cans. No Bourbon County is going in cans. Unless you get a growler of it. Growler? Who eat a growler? I just wanted to point that out, that the 4-pack of the 10-ounce bottles, I'm very excited about that because, yes, while drinking the 16.9 ounce pint is great, one 10-ounce bottle sounds really good too.
Yes.
Well, because the majority of the time that any of us are together and having nobody's drinking the entire thing, and I know and I've said this before, when I've attempted to in the past, it's I'll pour maybe half of it, and then I just put a cap on. I'm like, it's a barrel aged stout. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. I'll have more tomorrow.
Yeah,
and it'll sit. It'll be fine. But yeah, so there's 5 different variants this year. Obviously, there's going to be prop as well. Do we want to go in order, or do we want to talk about which ones we're excited about, and then kind of get into those descriptions?
Well, I think why don't we talk about what the lineup is, because at this point I think a lot of people do know what the lineup is.
Yeah.
We'll just go through it, and then I think we'll just go through one at a time, and we can talk about what sounds interesting to us as well. So as Brandon was saying, the lineup this year, obviously we have the original stout. Let's talk about the original stout. As of right now, they did not announce the ABV because it has not been packaged yet, so they're not really sure. It varies every year because they're blending different barrels into one final cohesive beer. Sometimes there's 2 different or 3 different ones that they do.
Well, I was going to say, and sometimes there's, depending on when they package it, there's different ABVs.
Sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is, tasting notes is vanilla, cherry, cacao. Sorry.
When I first read it, I was
Actually, that's cocoa.
I
That is cocoa.
Yeah, but when I first read it, I looked down and
Yeah,
I just
that's
thought it said
cocoa.
cherry Coke, and I was like, what the?
So vanilla, cherry, cocoa, toasted almond, and caramelized sugar. An imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels. After crafting the very first bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout, Goose Island understands the great beer begins with the best ingredients, which is why the brewery continues to source only the finest and freshest from trusted partners along the Bourbon Trail, baby. So it says that the 2025 Bourbon County brand original stout was aged in a blend of freshly emptied barrels from Buffalo Trace, yummy, Heaven Hill, yummy, Four Roses, yummy, and Wild Turkey, yummy. All for it. I enjoy. With an average aging time of 12 months, this stout delivers deeply developed flavors of fudge, vanilla, and caramelized sugar, all wrapped in a rich, decadent mouthfeel. So, go back to this real quick. Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses, Wild Turkey. That's pretty much on the nose for what they usually blend the Bourbon County with.
Yeah.
Like, for over the year, at least I can say, as far as I know, for the last 3 or 4 years, I know that that's the blend that they've been doing. I have to imagine it's changed over the years, but they finally maybe come into this is what the 4 are.
Yeah, I mean, every year, I'm sure they have direct access to them versus like we use a barrel broker, but they probably just, especially making this your mainstay beer, you want to have that consistency. And you're like, okay, we know if we blend these 4 barrels, we're going to get what we want.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then so we actually reached out to Goose too, and we asked a series of questions. And one of the questions that I asked was, and I kind of knew the answer, but I just wanted to hear their official answer. Like, what's the process for choosing the barrels for this year's Bourbon County as well as the barrels for the variants? And their answer, which is kind of funny, it's similar to what Tony just read. It's, at Goose Island, we hold ourselves to exceptionally high standards when it comes to barrel selection for Bourbon County brand stout. Not just for original, but for every beer in the lineup. Over the years, we've built close relationships with our distillery partners.
This is how you picture what they were saying.
Yeah. It's probably more like, we're getting the best barrels by after a week of tasting, or within just a week or two of being freshly emptied. They do require all barrels to be aged in bourbon for a minimum of 4 years, and that they're never subjected to an extended rinse. And that level of care helps preserve the rich, nuanced flavors that emerge in the final beer. They talked about like when they were crafting and they were going through barrels, they found that Heaven Hill, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, and Buffalo Trace delivered the right mix of age, character, and complexity. And that's why they keep continuing to do it.
Yeah, I feel like the reason why I brought that up is because I remember that year that they did the individual bottles where you can find the code of like HHWT.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that's when it became, at least known to me, that those were the blends they were doing. So I'm not sure if that's how it's always been, but I'm happy to hear that that's what it is. As we had mentioned before, it says now for the first time ever, originals available in 4-packs of 10-ounce bottles. Offering more ways to enjoy. Sorry, I had a spicy chip after drinking in Bourbon County. Offering more ways to enjoy the iconic beer, which I will say, that's awesome. As we said, 10-ounce bottles. That's Now, Brandon, I muted my mic because I wanted to jump in and go when you were talking about not drinking a full 16.9 ounce bottle. It's the only way I drink them. I drink them by myself, 16.9 ounces bottles. No, there's a couple I saved to drink, but when it comes out, I will have 1 or 2 where I'm I will drink it for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, that is the 4 hour. Okay.
Yeah, where it's open up at 7 and all of a sudden it's 11 o'clock. I'm and I finish it off because
That's a rough morning.
My boss doesn't know. It's fine. And he doesn't listen to the podcast.
It's coffee.
What?
It's coffee. Don't worry.
No, 7 o'clock at night. Crack it open, get home from work, especially on a Friday. It's a great way to it's like having bourbon.
Yeah.
But I do like the 10-ounce bottle pour because if it's you just want just under a 12-ounce pour. I mean, I know it's only 2 ounces, but still, 10-ounce pour of Bourbon County. You don't have to fully commit to okay, I'm about to go ahead and tackle this full pint of 14 to 15% ABV barrel-aged stout for the evening.
10 ounces is perfect. That's what we serve all of our barrel-aged beers on draft at the pub or Triple B's or when it gets high ABV. 10 ounces is that perfect where you can still have a big beer and move your way on to the next one.
Yeah.
You don't feel and I think that's my issue when you've either had 750s or even these 500 mils. Mm-hmm. You drink them by yourself and you're that is my beer for the night.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ossifer, I had one.
There's a funny fact here from what we got from them. It says, this is for the original Bourbon County before we move on to the first variant. It says, Bourbon County brand stout was disqualified from the Great American Beer Fest when first submitted because at that time there was not a category for bourbon barrel-aged imperial stouts. I did not know that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, which is also kind of ironic that they have not won awards for Bourbon County. And they're the whole reason why FOBAB exists, and Chicago is one of the centers for barrel-aged beer in the world is because of them. And I don't remember, and might be hearsay, but I'm like, I don't think they then submitted afterwards once they made it a category. I think Goose was just like, nope, we don't care. It's not a category.
Fair enough. Yeah, so that's the original, and let's move on to the first variant. Who wants to? Hey, Matthew, why don't you talk about this first variant?
Yeah, the 2025 Bourbon County brand Cherry's Jubilee Stout. Also ABV, still working on that. Tasting notes: burnished cacao.
That's cocoa. No, that's cocoa.
Okay, that's cocoa.
Not cacao.
How do you spell cacao?
CACAO.
Oh yeah, not CL. And vibrant dark stone fruit with a caramelized citrus finish. Imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels, finished in cognac barrels with
Montmorency.
Where is Montmorency?
I'll show you.
Montmorency.
Is it?
Close your eyes and I'll show you. I have no idea where it's at.
I'm like, Italy? Citrus and panela.
Is that brown sugar? Or is that cinnamon?
That's, if you're thinking the Mexican, like, brown sugar.
Yeah, right.
I think that is.
Okay. Brandon's on it.
As stout ages, Goose Island's brewers often observe a range of fruit expressions that emerge from the barrel and from time itself. Inspired by the flambéed dessert classic Cherry's Jubilee, 2025 Bourbon County brand Cherry's Jubilee Stout. They really like to
you've got
fully
this.
name.
Yeah, you've got this.
Captures the essence of cognac-soaked cherries and caramelized citrus. The beer began its aging journey in freshly emptied bourbon barrels, which impart rich layers of oak, warm vanilla, and subtle baking spice. It was then finished in cognac barrels, adding elegant notes of dried fruit and contributing to a rich, full mouthfeel. Following the aging process, the stout was then blended with Montmorency cherries, citrus, and panela, resulting in a velvety, decadent beer with flavors of candied dark cherry, soft vanilla, and a caramelized citrus finish.
So panela is unrefined cane sugar.
Hell yeah. I was wrong on both.
And so in that question that I asked about choosing the variants,
I was thinking of Cassia Bark, sorry.
it's kind of answered in here, but they wrote, in the case of Cherry's Jubilee, the stout were aging naturally began to show pronounced stone fruit notes. So they were obviously tasting it.
Yeah, that was a little bit of what they were talking about.
And to amplify that, that's why they transferred it to the cognac barrels, selected specifically to deepen the dried fruit expression. And then they added the cherries, and that brought the characteristics fully to life, as they say.
It's funny because all the variants do interest me. This one in particular, I feel like could be one that is divisive for people.
100%.
Cherries have been tough in barrel-aged stouts. No matter who you are, they're tough in stouts. It goes one of two ways. You get a nice tart cherry, or you get cherry cough medicine.
Yeah, I think fruit in general is really hard in barrel-aged beer. Like,
wasn't there a cherry Bourbon County before that we were like,
yes.
This one is bordering on cough medicine?
And yeah, I did not care for that one. I think over the years it mellowed out. I think maybe Clark had one, and it wasn't offensive. But I remember having it on prop day, and I was like, I couldn't get into it. But there was plenty of people though who enjoyed it. I mean, it goes with, people's perception of taste. It's not just one way or the other.
I think it's some of the perception of taste. I think it can also be some of the acid, some of the fruit. It is just so hard to balance, and I think it's one of the reasons a lot of people stay away from fruit, in the stouts in particular, because especially if you have in your mind like Cherry's Jubilee, because of how fruit changes, like you might taste that the first time you taste it, and then you carb it up and you bottle it and you sit it for a couple months, and all of a sudden it tastes completely different.
I think with it being added to cognac barrels, that is what has me very interested in it. I think that might be something that helps round this out, where we're not, like you said, if there's some type of change, the cognac might help preserve what they tasted in the beginning.
Well,
what they saw.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the cognac too, because if you go, for me, I would go a little bit lighter on that cherry and rely heavily on that cognac to give that body and sweetness. And so that, like, even if the cherry might be too little, you're getting that extra boost of fruitiness and quality from the cognac to add to it, and that way you're not leaning so heavy into the fruit.
I would say that this is definitely one of the ones I'm very excited about. When I saw cherry right away, like, I was like, oh no. And then I saw Cherry's Jubilee, I was like, oh, okay. Now, what I think we should do, as we've done in the past, we normally do a Bourbon County episode where we have all the variants or have talked about the variants. Yeah. I think because it seems to be a lot of, like, leaning more until we get to the other ones, there's a little bit more baked goods and, like, there's a lot of pastry stouts, but there's been times before where there wasn't. There was, like, chocolate covered orange, the midnight orange or whatever. These variants this year seem very particular, where I think we could have the particular thing that they're talking about and try it, and then maybe go in and have that beer later on. You know what I mean? Like, not have it side by side. I don't want to have a Cherry's Jubilee and then drink the Cherry's Jubilee Bourbon County Stout and be like, well, they don't really fully taste it.
Well, you don't want to do a hat on a hat?
Yeah, okay, let's do it. You heard it here, folks. Hear it first, folks. That's what we're doing when we try these Bourbon Counties. How are you guys feeling about this one? Are you guys excited about it, or what? Or what?
I mean, I'm definitely interested in it because I'm always curious to see how the cherry is going to come through. Definitely one I'm looking forward to getting the chance. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to try them. And yeah, I mean, based on the description, it sounds like it's going to be good. So I'm not. Let's hope it. Let's hope that like pulls through and continues to stay that way after packaging and everything. So,
Matthew, what about you? How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the ones that I want to try the most. I think because it's the one that has, I think, the highest opportunity to be really good or, fall on its face. But it's definitely in the top three here. The Double Barrel Heaven Hill one is, I think, the one.
Dude, what? We haven't got there yet.
What?
Shut the hell up.
Editor's note.
What? Dude, we didn't even.
Spoilers?
We didn't say it all yet.
But I got excited.
I know. Brandon, why don't you talk about the next variant that's coming up?
Yep. So the next one is the 2025 Bourbon County brand Chocolate Praline Stout. That's going to be in 16.9 ounce bottles. Tasting notes are of rich fudge with toasted marzipan and chewy toffee.
Right there, I'm going to cut you off. That sounds like perfection.
Yeah.
You like marzipan?
Toasted marzipan? That sounds good. Yeah. Marzipan? No, thank you.
Yeah. Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels with cocoa nibs, hazelnuts, almonds, cashews, and dates.
Okay, there we go. Even better. Now,
yeah, there was the one that they had before that had, like, not this same kind of nut combination, but I think one of the descriptions may have been toasted marzipan back then.
You might be right. Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is, but yeah.
I mean, hazelnuts and almonds and cashews are all great.
We'll throw dates in there too. Like, Jesus, come on.
The dates is interesting because obviously for me goes more towards that like barley wine.
Yeah, I see that, but I feel like I see that. Shut up. No, I see that, but I feel like dates is a common. I don't know, like a rich, like decadent barrel-aged stout flavor you can get, like that comes across. Like dates, I think can be used for a lot of barrel-aged stouts.
Oh yeah,
like there is like that slightly fruitiness that you can get from barrel-aged stouts that aren't just like, here it is. It's just a whole bunch of sweetness and like slamming into your face.
Yeah, I think for me it's usually when people want to explain like the red berry notes that just get like overripe and like that extra layer of sweetness, and to me that's where, to me it works well with a lot of those barley ones, just because those naturally have those qualities. Where for me, especially with the stouts, I want a little bit more towards that fudgy and caramel and coffee.
Me too.
And not quite that oversweet fruit.
I like the idea of having that at the back end of like that.
Yeah.
By the way, you look sunburned.
Oh, I am sunburnt.
Brandon, go ahead and continue to talk about this one.
There's two kind of parts to this description. I'm going to skip over the first one because it just talks about how they're putting it in barrels. But first aged in freshly emptied bourbon barrels, this stout draws inspiration from the underlying decadence of chocolate, caramel, and roasted nuts found in original. Layered with a blend of cocoa nibs, hazelnuts, almonds, cashews, and dates, this full-bodied stout showcases the classic flavors of a chocolate praline while embracing the subtle nuances imparted by the bourbon barrel.
I'm super excited about this one.
Me too.
This is right up my alley of like a quote-unquote pastry stout, without obviously not being a pastry, but it's candy. Mm-hmm. And a chocolate-covered praline sounds fantastic. And knowing what Goose Island has done in the past with, things that it's in their wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something like a Cherry's Jubilee where it's like, okay, let's see what you guys can do with this. I don't think this one is going to be off-putting at all to anybody. I think this might be an overall one that people can agree on. We can taste a lot of the notes of what they're saying. Obviously, certain people will taste certain things, but I think overall this one will be a home run.
Yeah. I think for me, this is one where if you just hit a couple notes, if you hit nuttiness, if you hit fudginess, and you hit a little bit of that like cherry on the back end, you're good.
Yeah. I think if you just get the nuttiness and the fudginess, you're good.
Yeah.
You don't even need that. You don't even need the dark fruit in there at all.
So to me, this should be the layup one where I'm like, everyone should be excited for praline and chocolate.
Yeah.
And
not only is it praline, it's a chocolate covered praline, which I think that's what comes in for it being a barrel aged stout from what Goose Island does for Bourbon County. You get that fudginess. There's a brownie type taste to it. I think this one's going to be, a home run. Like you said, easy layup. Brandon, what are we looking at time?
About 30 minutes.
Cool. You know what? Why don't we take a break to hear an ad from one of our sponsors that we just love so much?
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. We're doing... Still got chips in my mouth, sorry. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing the 2025 Bourbon County Stout. Jesus. Bourbon County Brand Family Stout. Really?
yeah, it's not easy to say that whole thing.
That's a lot. It's all doing 2025 Bourbon County. We're talking about all the variants that are coming out this year. We're very excited about it. We got through 3 so far. A couple more coming up. And I'm going to tackle this one, guys, because I'm very excited about this one. This is the 2025 Bourbon County Brand Proprietor Stout. Tasting notes are caramelized honeycomb, baking spice, and roasted candy nuts. It's an imperial stout aged in bourbon barrels with walnuts, pistachios, cassia bark, and honey. You guys already know what kind this is, right? I know, Brandon, you do.
Cinnamon, walnuts, pistachio, honey.
Inspired by beehives on her aunt's Rhode Island homestead, Goose Island brewer Colby McGrattan, thank you, was immediately drawn to the flavors of crisp and nutty homemade baklava. Which, by the way, if you've never had baklava in your life,
You're missing
what
out.
are you doing? Baklava is one of those desserts that's just like, if I order Mediterranean food and they offer baklava, I always get just a piece of it or whatever.
My favorite is they have the little thing right up front that you get to see all of them. They just have trays of it.
Well, and I didn't know originally that there was different types. Like, I didn't know pistachio, walnut, cashew. Like, there's different types of baklava. Anyways, homemade baklava. An idea she knew would be perfect for 2025 Bourbon County Brand Proprietor Stout. First aged in bourbon barrels, then finished with walnuts, pistachio, cassia bark, which is cinnamon, by the way, and honey. Each ingredient was carefully chosen to complement the aged imperial stout. Toasted nuts highlight its warm, nutty character. Cinnamon enhances the spice of the bourbon barrel. And rich honey deepens the stout caramelized body. This stout boasts a desire... Jesus. Sorry, we knocked out that first Bourbon County already. This stout boasts a dessert-inspired expression with layers of comforting warmth, deeply roasted nuts, and a subtly... What if I said subtly? Subtly finished sweet finish, crafted with love for and available only in the Goose Island...
The city, Goose Island calls.
Thank you.
Chicago.
I'm going home. I'm out of here. Price is wrong, bitch. Sorry, we have Happy Gilmore on in the background. I am incredibly excited for this one because I feel like the last couple props have been sort of split down the middle of people liking them.
Yeah.
Last year I liked it. It was the Mexican candy, the tamarind and lime and chili. I personally liked it.
That's pretty good.
I remember a lot of quote-unquote Chicago beer influencers thinking it wasn't good, not naming any names. I thought it was fantastic. I really liked it, but I know a lot of people didn't like it. I also know they had the strawberry shortcake one, the ice cream bar. I thought that was very good. They had the Italian ice cream one that I also thought was very good. It's just, this I feel like might bring everybody back together. This is the uniting prop, just based on the tasting characteristics alone. I mean, baklava is just basically a layered, flaky pastry that's nutty.
I want baklava.
But I know, I do too.
Yeah.
Buttery, rich, sweet. It's a guilty pleasure. It gets stuck in your teeth. It's really good, and I'm really excited to try this one. I have no doubt in my mind that Goose won't knock this out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that people I heard a lot that is divisive is cinnamon. There are some people that just absolutely hate it.
They're morons.
But I think they're in the minority. And so I think when you just have nuts and cinnamon and sweetness, like, it's going to be, should be an easy layup on that one.
I feel like cinnamon in a stout, unless it's, a cinnamon bomb, which I've never had, it just makes sense. It's like a warming spice. Like, I don't know. But I get it. Some people are sensitive to cinnamon.
Coming this fall, Cinnamon Prost.
What? There it is, folks. The old Irving drop. Brandon, how are you feeling about this one?
This is the other one that I'm most excited about. Because I think when I was going through the list, that was the first thing that popped out to me. Because I was like, where's prop? All right, what's prop? And then I saw baklava. I'm like, that could be really, really good. And it could be really, really bad, depending. But just the way that, based on the tasting notes, again, I'm like, if all of that holds true, I'm excited, man. I love, and this goes for the other beers too. It's like I love toasted nuts and things like that when those flavors come through in beers, and especially in barrel aged stouts. So I think that'll be a nice complement to Bourbon County. And yeah, that one and the praline are my front runners right now, I think.
I think all year you and I have talked about brewing, and we've not done it still. We definitely have different ideas and stuff, but there's something of we've talked about obviously going back to doing the Into the Void, the cinnamon roll stout. Whatever I do, I kind of want at least in the winter, I want to have some type of winter stout that has warming spices and everything, and have some type of toasted pistachio or toasted walnut or something that to add in there to really when you toast nuts, even with baking or cooking, it adds so much more flavor. It's so good. Even an ice cream. You make a homemade ice cream and throw some toasted nuts in there. I just want to keep saying toasted nuts.
No, we don't. People make their own homemade ice cream. You make your own homemade ice cream?
Yeah, me and Brandon do.
And you never shared.
He makes a really good Bourbon County ice cream, actually. What? He also makes a very good Biscoff ice cream, which a Biscoff Krampus would be a really good idea. Maybe a malting hour Biscoff Krampus would be fantastic.
Share some ice cream first.
That's all it takes, then we'll do it.
Done deal, man.
Anyway, this is definitely one that I'm excited about. What about you, Matthew? How are you feeling about a baklava-inspired stout? Which I think is, I will say, baklava also, when you bite into it, this sounds weird. It's juicy because of the layers of, it was
it's the honey squeezing out.
And it's you're not, how that experience, I already know, I have a very deep embedded experience memory of what it's like to eat baklava. It's very personal. I wonder what it's going to be. Not like that. Very, it's just there, I'm very interested to see,
There's been lonely nights in bed with
I'm just interested to see, how Goose is going to capture this.
Yeah.
I feel like baklava seems that's a great idea, but it's a big undertaking.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's kind of like when people do tiramisu. Because baklava isn't necessarily one flavor that everyone knows. You're like, oh, baklava tastes like this. It is the combination of flavors that aren't necessarily in your face. So it's kind of nuanced.
Yeah.
So to have that in a stout and still get the nuance of baklava while being light but having all of that sweetness and having that honey with the pistachio, with the cinnamon, but not having any one part overtake it is a big asking. But like all of those parts I love. I love pistachio, I love honey, I love cinnamon, so
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. All right, moving down. Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and throw that. Oh, it's Matthew, sorry. Matthew, you do this one. Sorry, but I'm throwing cats. Yeah. We're gonna do it. Real quick. Actually, before that, Brandon, you brought out a bottle for Matthew and I to try.
I did.
We were talking about it. We have now officially figured out what year it was. 2021. We were drinking the Bourbon County brand Classic Cola Stout, and this was let's see there. Stout aged in bourbon barrels with brown sugar, citrus, coriander, spices, and natural vanilla flavor. What do you get from this, Matthew?
okay, it's that little bit of citrus undertone that I think brightens it up. I think some of the notes are a little bit muted from the age.
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily taste like cola to me,
Not anymore.
but I still quite like it.
Here's the weird thing. I get cinnamon.
Are you easily influenced?
There's no cinnamon in this.
No, but did we just talk about cinnamon too much that you're like, cinnamon,
No, before we
cinnamon,
started
cinnamon?
talking about it, I took a sip of this, and I go, "There's like a cinnamon in this."
I wonder if
And
I
vanilla,
kind of get what you're saying,
and vanilla doesn't have cinnamon. I mean, the vanilla we've had no cinnamon.
but I'm wondering if there's something about the citrus that's like older with some of the spices that might just like brighten up the spices.
I'm not mad at this. It definitely does not taste like the original. Yes, Brandon.
So I couldn't find, obviously, a Goose description, but on Beer Advocate, it says what... so this says, combining the refreshing nature of classic Coca-Cola and picking up the flavor profile from a whiskey cola, we added lime, orange juice, and zest, plus coriander, cassia bark,
The
nutmeg,
cassia bark.
brown sugar, and vanilla to bring out the complex characters of the classic.
See, they didn't put that on there. They don't have it on the actual bottle. The cassia bark is what's making it pop a little bit.
Yeah,
So the cinnamon kind
maybe
of...
that's what I thought was
There,
the zest.
but you're right about like the citrus. There is that like little bit of. It's very small, but it kind of tastes like a citrusy, more. Let me say, it tastes like a cinnamony stout with a hint of citrus.
Yeah, I'm not upset
No,
about that.
no, I will say this. That's very good. Like I'm not mad about it. It does not taste like the original that did have that taste of cola in it. Like 4 years ago, it was very good. But yeah, Brandon, I'm excited for you to try this one day again.
Yeah, I think you pour this over ice, throw a little bit of sweet vermouth, a little bit of Sprite, Wisconsin Old Fashioned.
Okay. Hey, those are really good.
Yeah,
How's the brandy?
you love those.
Brandy, she's a fine girl. What a good wife she would be.
Oh yeah, they did take me to the Bitters Club.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of fun on that trip. A lot of fun.
I think everyone should just have a bottle of Angostura bitters.
Yeah, and then just do a shot of it every now and then.
Yeah.
Probably got one upstairs.
I got one at home.
Nice.
I always want Peychaud's. Like, I typically just have Peychaud's at home and not Angostura. I might have to change that.
Be better. Matthew, what's the next in the lineup?
The next in the lineup is the 2025 Bourbon County brand Double Barrel Stout.
Just gonna shout out real quick. I was gonna do that. Also, Shalonda, I doubt you listen to these podcasts anymore, but you bet your bottom dollar I'm getting this double barrel. I mean, her phone is Double Barrel Tony. Just a story.
Tasting notes: toasted marshmallow, warm vanilla with a pronounced oak finish. Style: Imperial Stout, double barrel aged in Heaven Hill bottled and bond bourbon barrels.
Jesus Christ, that sounds fucking awesome.
That's why I'm excited by this one. To me, this is also kind of like you get to have that naked stout.
Yeah.
You're not doing the adjuncts, you're not doing the sweetness, you're not doing the baklava, anything. And I love playing those. This is how good of a stout and how good of a barrel do you have? And if it's good barrels and a good stout, it's just going to be... Those are the, like, I could do a 500 mil of those just sitting with it. Because the complexity of the barrel can be so rich and unique. And Heaven Hill is always a fun one, so... What do you guys think? Excited by this one?
Well, I want you to read
This is probably my top.
I want you to read the rest of it first.
Oh, yeah. Shared dedication to their respective crafts is what unites Heaven Hill and Goose Island in the creation of 2025 Bourbon County brand Double Barrel Stout. As the creators of the world's first bourbon barrel-aged stout, the brewers at Goose Island have spent over 30 years redefining what beer can be through an evolution of Bourbon County brand stout. Over time, the series has grown into a diverse family of beers, each expressing a distinct character and perspective.
Yeah, we could have skipped that part. We already know that.
Touché!
My bad.
As the Bourbon County ages, it develops a myriad of characteristics, which means tens of thousands. Word of the day. Complex, layered, and deeply expressive. Drawing on decades of experience, Goose Island's brewers have learned how to elevate those qualities by fine-tuning every variable from ingredient selection to barrel choice to time spent aging. Every decision reveals a new facet of the original stout.
This is the part I wanted.
All right. 2025 Bourbon County brand Double Barrel Stout is a masterclass in that approach. In collaboration with Heaven Hill Distillery, Goose Island aged this release in not one but two sets of freshly empty Heaven Hill bottled and bond bourbon barrels.
Well, that makes sense because it's double barrel.
They were hiding it in plain sight. By centering the nuanced complexity of the whiskey, the resulting beer is a true celebration of bourbon, collaboration, and the most essential element of every Bourbon County release, the barrel itself.
I am super excited about this. Heaven Hill is delicious. A double barrel from Bourbon County or Goose Island is always good. I think the only one that people maybe weren't crazy about was the double barrel toasted. That was a couple years ago. That was the blue one.
Yeah.
It was the year after the big bourbon.
I liked that one too.
I did too. But for some reason, like Mariano's threw it on sale for like $30.
Yeah. I mean, I love the base, like just Bourbon County itself, and Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond is like one of my favorite. I think it's a good one. We'll have to save that for when we taste it. Anyway, so I love the Heaven Hill's Bottled and Bond, and I'm super excited to see this kind of not collaboration, but this double-barreled essence of this. Because, again, without the adjuncts, you're getting all of those flavors. You're getting that vanilla. You're getting that toasted marshmallow. And I feel like that's just going to be, just a super, super good beer.
And those are all the flavors that I really enjoy from a barrel-aged beer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as soon as I saw, the
as soon as I saw the marshmallow.
Yeah.
For me, it was the marshmallow. I was like, yes.
Marshmallow and vanilla? Sign me up.
So there's an additional little information here. It says, on March 3rd, 1897, the Bottle and Bond Act was signed into law establishing a government-backed guarantee of quality of American whiskey by enforcing strict standards for origin, distilling, aging, and labeling. With its rigorous criteria, the act became a trusted marker of excellence and a clear statement of craftsmanship from participating distilleries. You guys want me to try and read the rest?
No, I think the TLDR is that it's bourbon.
Too long, didn't read. Today, continuing the historic tradition, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey stands a class above, aged a full 3 years beyond and the required 4. This fully mature 7-year bourbon exemplifies how time and patience can unlock remarkable depth, richness, and balance. I did skip a paragraph. That was the most important part.
Exactly. Basically, it's similar to Reposado and Añejo. They go past what the age statement has to be.
Bottle and Bonded stuff is fantastic. It really does hit it different ways.
Yes. Bourbon is just bottle and bond in the United States. That's why I was like TLDR. If you're called bourbon, all of this is that fact, which is why in the United States we do have quite a there's a bird that flew in here.
I screwed him up.
Yes, and so that's one of those things that the United States does really well with, is making sure that we have a base level of what our whiskeys and ryes and bourbons have to be versus other parts of the world, especially rum and tequila. Did you guys see all the lawsuits with tequila come out recently?
Yes, I caught part of it on TikTok. What is it all about?
Basically, that the Mexican government that controls the state liquor board was certifying things like Casa Amigo as fully 100% agave, and it is only 33% agave.
Oh shit.
Don Julio, 1942, the $200 bottle of tequila, 33% agave.
Jeez.
Which means they're using like rum distillate and cheap things, and tequila might change very drastically soon.
I would hope so.
I'll tell you this: the tequila, Clark and Sheffield tequila from Benny's, fantastic. It's really good. The silver Clark Blanco tequila from Benny's, the Clark and Sheffield, really good. That's how I was making the Palermo's pizza. Palomas.
I've never had Palermo's pizza.
Yeah, you're fine.
Do they make a Hefeweizen?
Palomas, that's what I was using, and it's really good. It is really good. It's kind of getting used to whatever Benny's puts out. I'm not gonna lie, they're all very good. And
yeah, I mean we
very
did
affordable.
a Benny's beer for them. We did summer Krampus in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of your best Krampus ever.
Loved that beer.
They gave us all the barrels that they hand selected of like Maker's Mark and some Wild Turkey, and they picked some really good barrels.
Bring it back, losers.
Summer's almost over.
Yeah, well, next year. Maybe it could be like a malting hour, Benny's collab.
I can put you in touch with them.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Actually, you just talked to them. Yeah, I think we're all very excited about this. The double barrel has always been pretty solid, and I don't think this one will be any different. Brandon, why don't you bring us into the... I think this is the very last one.
Yep.
Is that? Yeah.
2025 Bourbon County Brand Reserve Stout. Again, same bottle size, 16.9 ounces. Tasting notes: layers of dried fruit and marzipan with nuanced rye spice.
That's very interesting to me because I feel like this one could be divisive as well.
Imperial Stout, aged 2 years in Parker's Heritage Collection 10-year 17th edition rye whiskey barrels.
Jesus.
Parker Bean began his distilling career at Heaven Hill in 1960, working alongside his father before becoming a sixth-generation master distiller in 1975. For 5 decades, he built a legacy of uncompromising quality and quiet innovation, values now embodied in Parker's Heritage Collection, named in his honor. Released annually, the collection has become a benchmark of excellence within the whiskey industry. Oh, here we go. Anyway, so the meat of this 2025 Bourbon County Brand Reserve Stout is a testament to the depth that comes from extended aging in an exceptional single lot of barrels. For this special release, Goose Island rested its Imperial Stout for a full 2 years in casks from one of the most respected names in American whiskey, Parker's Heritage Collection. The longer aging period goes beyond the brewer's traditional process, drawing out concentrated layers of cocoa, dried fruit, spice, and toasted oak. The result is a rich, contemplative expression of Bourbon County, one that rewards patience and reflects a legacy built slowly, barrel by barrel.
So the additional notes I just read over and I do think is important. It says the 17th edition, a 10-year-old Kentucky straight rye bottled at full cask strength, brings unmistakable character and quality to this collaboration. These barrels, which first aged this prized whiskey before being filled with Goose Island Stout, impart vibrant rye spice, layered oak complexity, a fitting tribute to Parker Beam's enduring legacy. This one, and some people have, I mean, we did that with the Pipeworks rye. It might not be for everybody, but I just think the craftsmanship of this is worth trying it. You know what I mean? Like this is one of those beers when I talk to people about barrel aged beers and the work and thought that goes into it, and also the risk reward type situation when you're, I mean, at this point, you know, we don't really see recalls anymore of you know, of barrel aged beers. It's there's room for error, but there's so much money going into making this beer number one. Then you take that risk of, now we're going to transfer it out of this safe container and put it in something else and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yes, it's more controlled. There's more, science and information behind it of how to do it correctly. There's still that risk. One thing can happen. Something like this particular beer, to me, is very exciting because of that thought that goes behind it. what is expected and the risk that's there, of taking, of making something like this and barrel aging it the way they are.
Yeah. To me, the thing that's going to get a lot of whiskey people excited, that if not all the beer people know, is that like Parker's Heritage is just as harder to get than like Pappy Van Winkle. Yeah. And so these barrels, most people do not have any access to.
This wasn't last year's, right? Last year was what was the hard one that they had? King's something. Do you remember the double barrel or the rare?
Oh yeah. Damn it.
It was one of the ones I was talking with Afro Beer Chick about it. She's like, yeah. She told me how much she spent for it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to say how much.
For the bottle of...
Yeah. It was very, very high. And it's a very sought after, small quantity amount made.
Yep.
And she said it was definitely worth it. And which I get it. People, you spend a lot of time drinking different bourbons and everything. It's going to hit you in a different way.
Yeah, so and in terms of ryes, I will say this is a lower content rye, so it shouldn't be quite as spicy. Aging in 2 years, that's the part where maybe I know why they want to age it in 2 years, because of the barrels and how rare they are and getting people excited. I've obviously never gotten a chance to work with these barrels and taste how they taste, so I'm excited to see how they taste, because Parker's Heritage is one of my favorite whiskeys that I've had. Don't have access to it very often, but it is quite tasty.
The bourbon you were referring to from last year was King of Kentucky.
King of Kentucky, yes. Which I still have I know you do as well. We both have our rare from last year. It was my favorite of the variants last year. I think that's what I talked about. If not my favorite, the second favorite. But I am saving that bottle. That's one of those bottles that I don't think is... If it changes, it's not going to be... What? Happy Gilmore, I forgot about this awesome part.
No!
I remember it being very good and knowing, or in my head, thinking, this, if it changes, it's not going to fall off too much, but if it changes in a better way, it's going to be very good. It's definitely one that has been kept in a cool climate. It has not been in a warm situation at all. So I'm very excited about going back to that.
But fun fact, if you get back to this, I think I finally had this 2021 hit me with the cola. My last sip.
You got the cola now?
Yeah, just changed.
Let me go in here right now.
It got a little bit warmer, and the spices...
Cassia Bark. See, it's yours.
I have a fancier glass.
True. Tastes like Matthew. What?
Delicious.
It tastes like camping all over again. No, I get the same thing, but also,
Yeah.
I'm not upset about the way that I got this at all from the 2021 cola. I remember liking it very much. It was also one that I think people either liked or didn't like. But I will say this: Bourbon County still, even people who were upset about the AB InBev merge and it's changed. There's this, and even people who have told me it's not the same anymore. Ew. And yet, there they are, side by side with me at Prop Day.
Yep.
Still drinking and still going to these things. It's everybody's opinion. It's what you like. And one thing I will say, there have been times where I haven't liked some of the variants. There are times where I've absolutely loved variants. At the end of the day, I look forward to every year of Bourbon County being released, because I'm interested in what is being released and what they're trying, because they do continue to try and push the boundaries, while also, coming back around and being well, we know you guys like something like this. I feel like this year, this is a classic fan kind of year.
A little bit.
But the Cherries Jubilee might be one of the ones where it's we're reaching out to get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Not crazy, but,
Which you need a little bit of those.
Yeah, have to. I mean, the collaboration with you guys that they did with the cordial, I feel like that's a good representation of what you can do with fruit in an imperial barrel-aged stout.
Yeah, they definitely went for way more complexity in that. One of my favorite things about that collab that we did is that it is meant to be combined. It was our barley wine and their stout blended together, which you just don't see very often.
You mean like this, when I'm holding up, that Brandon has actually literally just sitting here out on the bar? And when I look at it, I'm like, wish I would have done that. Instead, I drank the Goose Island one, and I still have the Old Irving one still sitting in my fridge, so I'm waiting for the fall to drink that one.
I will say ours is more traditionally big, sweet, like, think Revolution barley wines, so it drinks really beautifully by itself. Where, for me personally, I think what they went for was they went for a stout that would blend with our sweetness, so their stout is a bit drier.
But it's also very good.
Yes. But just in terms of like today's drinkers, they tend to want all that big sweetness. And so that blend is just really beautiful.
Yeah, I can take a break from the sweetness every now and then because it's nice to get the sweetness when you want the sweetness, much like the sickness. Disturbed. But
I get down with the sickness.
You get down with the sickness? I get down with the sweetness.
Motherfucker, I get down with the sickness.
But like overall, it's very. Oh no. I think that's good representation. Brandon, what are we about to have here that you just grabbed? Because I'm going to do the same thing right now, too.
My wife had made s'mores cupcakes. Oh, wow. Or not cupcakes, brownies.
Yeah, it looks very good. I'm going to take a picture.
This is... Yeah, that is a spirit on its own.
Now, we have a bunch of s'mores beers still put to the side that we're going to do for the camping trip. But since it got cut a little short, we have decided that we're going to hold off and do those probably, as we get closer to like the fall. We'll have those beers. But there's a bunch in there, so I'm looking forward to this. So this is nice to come around and have this. I'm going to take a big bite right now.
Yeah, one of my favorite times of that trip was actually just being kind of reined in, and we were all playing some billiards, and they had a nice little section where it's, I think Washington Island, like Nate went to Rock Island and they have no electricity, no nothing. No, Washington Island is a little fun tourist town where you get out there, but you can still have things like playing billiards and going to a
bookstore.
I did.
Coffee shop. The little lake with the museum and everything. That was awesome.
The museum was really beautiful. Mm-hmm. Who was the pioneer or someone that was there?
That lady who wrote a whole bunch of...
George Jorgensen. I don't know.
Yeah.
The woman who saw us on the ferry going in. You were in the car up in front of us.
And she didn't say
I wasn't sure you'd be alive.
I mean, I did, I had something in my pocket and it hit against her door. It was like... I was like, sorry. This brownie is delicious.
Yeah, I mean, it is graham cracker, brownie. Is there anything in the brownie and marshmallow? Mm-mm. It's just chewy, fudgy brownie.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Yep.
I have so many s'mores things at home right now. Also, Matthew, your mom's pita chips are delicious.
Yeah.
Not pita. Not tortilla.
What are
they? So my mom, Wisconsin Delectables, she makes a gourmet chip that flash fries a tortilla chip.
Oh!
And so that's why you get this like flaky, rich, big quality to it.
Virginia and I use them as pita chips, and we're eating hummus with them.
Well, and that's one of the things that she does too. Is like you can actually crumple them up and put them over.
Not pita, tortilla.
Still fantastic.
Yeah. No, out of this world, very good. The chocolate chip cookies did not last long. I think there's one left. Probably have that one at home.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was trying a new recipe on those as well.
Very good. Yeah, and Brandon. Virginia and I agreed with what you said about those cookies. What you and
the salt.
A little bit of sea salt on that.
They're so good. Mm. Those tortilla chips, I should say, are very good. Also, Brandon and I thought you said potato chips originally.
Yeah, we're like, wait, these aren't potato chips.
No, they're just chips. I don't snack
you may have
chips.
Just said chips.
Yeah, and then we just went potato chips.
Yeah, I mean, what are you eating here?
Potato chips.
Those are not potato chips.
With potato.
They're potato crisps,
but they're chips.
But they're not. Because they're not full potato, they're potato crisps.
They're not chippies.
I want 9 more of these brownies right now. Mm-hmm. I think overall, what is Matthew? We'll start with you and then Brandon. Matthew, what's your overall impression of this year's Bourbon County release?
I think they're, to what you said, I think they're going for things that they know are going to be bangers. Most everything on here, even the ones that sound risky, they're huge groups of like people that love pistachio, people that love cherry, and nothing is going too wild. And I think they pretty much want to make sure that beer industry's been down a little bit this past year. I think they want to make sure that their big barrel age release is hitting everything that they want this year. And I think they're going to do that.
Brandon?
They want it to sell.
Yeah.
Well, and that's funny because that's one of the questions I had asked them. I was like, in the past couple of years, there's been more sitting on the shelves, like well past the date of, or the release.
Past Christmas.
And it's, it was a standard response of like, we're always evolving and kind of, pushing boundaries. But I do feel like kind of in agreement, like they're coming out with flavors that are going to hit, people are going to either really like it or really hate it. But I think there's going to be more people in the camps of liking things than not liking things. So, they didn't go crazy with, tea or anything like that this time, but they took some challenges with some of the, like a baklava I think is going to be hard to pull off. Cherry's Jubilee is hard, and again, cherry in general, we talked about that, is hard to get into a beer. So, I'm excited to see how these all turn out, and then and only then will I have my official ranking.
I think the cherries. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with both of you. Like, I feel like the cherries Jubilee is going to be the one that is the hardest to sell, so to speak. That might be the one where people are like, oh, I don't know, but everything else I feel like there's going to be hints of this, hints of that people will be able to dial into. That's a little bit more of the traditional type of Bourbon County you've come to expect when they do like some type of cinnamon thing or a vanilla thing or a chocolate thing or like baked things that are just kind of common. And you got the double barrel. So the double barrel and reserve. The last reserve stout, what was it? The 2019 reserve. Remember the last prop day we did?
Yep. Where
the guy was walking around with the 5-gallon keg giving out the reserve. He's like, it's reserve. And no one knew what reserve it fucking was.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 19, 21 or whatever. Like, which one is it? And they've told us it was different ones each time. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, it's reserve. Yeah. This reserve sounds specific. And I feel like it'll be unmistakable what reserve this is.
I agree.
So I'm very excited about this year's lineup. Looking forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and, of course, as always, hopefully you can either win prop tickets or just buy prop tickets. I do plan on going. It's just always a good time, so I'm looking forward to that.
Also, Brandon, kudos to you for asking hard questions. Like, I know that you guys get to have and try these and speak honestly, but like, yeah, that is, I think, a big question to ask someone of like, hey, these things have been sitting on the shelf longer. What are you doing about it? So good on you guys for asking that.
No, it's good on Brandon. I said I was going to give him questions and I didn't. That was all on Brandon.
Good job, Brandon.
Thanks, man.
Give credit when credit's due, baby. Yeah, like I said, overall, I think we're all pretty much looking forward to this year's release, and I hope everybody else is too. Matthew, got anything else you want to say?
No, just having fun. Excited to see what keeps coming down this year.
Brandon, love everybody.
Love you too, man.
We'll see everybody next week. We will have something next week, and the week after that, at least. So we got that going for us.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.